Man, like, so we would have conversations where he was like, yo, man, if I ever go, like, take care of Allie and like just make sure things are okay. Please. I trust you. And he was like, just know I got you. I got your girl. I got Lex. I got your family. Whatever. I'm here if anything ever happens to you. I just think about that conversation so much. Like it was just like in the morning, like we both like shirtless, like kind of like, ugh. And like for him to say something like that to me, just like, why? Like, why you gonna tell me some shit like that? Like it hurts so bad to think about. And that chapter, like there's no way I could have prepared myself for that. I was at a casino on tour. I had just spoken to him about coming to Chicago with him, and he wanted me and Ski to cancel our show to come see him. Like it was just so much. Like I'm gambling. I had just lost 20 grand. So I'm like, I don't even give a fuck at this point. I lost 20 grand, whatever. I'm just like in a bad mood kind of at the casino because I'm like, I gotta go get more cash to pull out. Like this, he's like holds me, like puts his hands on my shoulder. He's like, I need you, like when I'm about to tell you, I need you to like not freak out. I'm like, what? And Ski wasn't with us and we were on tour and like Ski hadn't been feeling good. So I'm like my heart drops. I'm like, where's Ski? First thing, that's how much I wasn't even worried about Juice, you know? To where he like shows me this fucking stupid ass TMZ thing where that's like Juice passes away, and I'm just like, I dropped everything in my hands, and like I never had this. I've never had an attack like that where I like couldn't breathe. Like I fell against the wall and I was like hyperventilating. I just couldn't breathe, and I don't even know what was going on. I was just kept saying like, yo, no, like nah, this ain't real. This ain't real. I was like, this is some bullshit. I started getting loud in there, like. Aunt grabbed me, he take me outside. I'm just like sitting there like weeping in my fucking hands. Like I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? Like this ain't like, I'm like, fuck no. At this point, I'm like, fuck no, this ain't it. No fucking way. There's gotta be something. This is a lie. This is a fucking lie. And then, you know, after like 30, 40 minutes, like the adrenaline and everything wears off. And I'm like, this is misery. I'm like, I don't even want to live. I'm like, I don't want this. If this is what this shit is, because at this point, I'm like, this is going to be my life now. Like, I went through a point where I just had to work through it and shit, where I was just like, everyone's going to die around me. And like, that's what I have to deal with. And
out of a lot of the young talent that I've been around over the course of the past couple of years, it's fucking insane how many of them are gone, whether it's they passed away or are just locked up. And like, I never in a million years would have thought that Juice would have fucking got added to that list like within a fucking week of having that conversation.
We were even sitting there in the lobby and his manager G Money walks up to him. They're both just like, we're all good. You're like, yeah, or like high five each other. Like, don't worry, we're all good. Everything's gonna be cool. And then it was like within a minute or two, he just started having a seizure right there in the lobby, like as they were like searching the bags and stuff like that. And then that's when like all the chaos broke loose. He made this weird noise. It was like something I've never heard. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like I didn't know, you know what I mean? Like a weird groaning noise or whatever. And then all of a sudden I look and he was just on the ground. And then Allie was freaking out. Everybody was freaking out. Everybody's kind of like up in arms. And then the cops kind of just grabbed us all and just handcuffed us all together, arm to arm. Everybody but Allie. Allie like wouldn't let go of Juice. She like grabbed him and tried to put him on his side and stuff like that. Juice did have like some pills fall out of his pocket because like I said, like he would just keep a couple in those. So he had and there was like, it seemed like all the cops there just didn't give a shit. Like they sat there very nonchalantly and like Allie's screaming to call 911. There was one female, I don't know if she was a cop. She seemed like she was in plain clothes, but I don't know what she was. But she was like rushing around. What are these? Like picked up the pills off the ground. What are these? And like, I was like, those are, you know, the drugs. He takes them. I don't know how many he might have taken today. You know what I mean? But he takes, you know, he's addicted or whatever. that was the lady that ran and got the Narcan and stuff like that. And as like that was happening, the cops were just like handcuffing us all together. But Allie, like, she was just on top of him, screaming, crying, and you know what I mean? Like, we're all handcuffed together, and everybody's like still freaking out, looking away, and I couldn't look away.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't want him to like look up and not think we were there. So, and when I looked at him in the eyes, it's like you could see that he wasn't there. But it seemed like forever before the ambulance came. And then I think the lady got the Narcan. They gave him Narcan. When they finally got him in the ambulance or in the stretcher, and they took him in the ambulance or whatever. And then they're like, whose bag is this? You know what I mean? I'm like, that one was mine. And I was getting arrested. But they were like, he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. I mean, I saw him and he didn't look okay, but they were like, he's going to be okay. And then, I mean, I didn't find out he was gone until I was in jail. Like, I was just in the holding cell. And then I was like, just, handcuffed to the fucking wall. And this 2 detectives just walked in, and they're like, literally verbatim, they're like, we don't give a shit about anything else. We just want to know about the kid that died. And I was like, what? I'm like, who died? And
That is so heartless. Wow.
I just kept saying, you sure? They kept saying, pretty sure. I'm like, you're sure? Like, they're just like, yep, pretty sure.
Oh, wow.
We started talking about this thing that we both have. It's called depersonalization. And we just started talking, because I had never, before Juice talking about it, I didn't know what that was. And my whole life, I used to tell my family, like, yo, I don't feel real. Like, I feel like fake. And they used to, my family, they dumbass used to be like, oh, like, what, like, this moment is too good to be true? I'm like, no, it's not that at all. It's like, I literally don't feel real. So talking to him about it was kind of like a relief in a way. Just talking to somebody who understands you and understands where you're going. Juice was sitting across from me, like me and you are right now. G-Money was sitting right there. I remember Juice and G-Money shook hands. I didn't really know, like, what the fuck I could do to help. So we were all just sitting there panicking. Everybody's like, what the fuck? And at first, we just thought he was having a seizure. And the blood started coming out of his mouth and his nose. And then everybody obviously started freaking out way more. Then the police came over to us all and handcuffed us all. And they handcuffed us in a line, and they was like, get the fuck away from him. They handcuffed us all in a line, except for Allie. Allie was like, yo, nothing. Handcuffed me, and they're telling Allie, like, chill out. He's fine. Chill out. He's gonna be. And we're all looking like, bro, he's bleeding.
Juice, he was really, he was a good kid, he was really young, and fame hit him really fast. He blew up overnight and literally became like one of the biggest artists in the world, in so short a time. And he had a lot going on, like just around him. He had a lot of personal things, but he was really smart. He was really talented, and rapping was something that he was extremely good at. And he had a nice voice. He could sing, and it didn't take him long. Like, no matter what it was, it just it's like he just painted it. Like, I had never seen anything like it. Like, he's the first person I ever worked with musically that just literally, he made songs in one take. Like, he didn't stop. And then he would do it 4 times, and then he'd pick from each one, like, without stopping the song, and then he'd create a song in the shortest time frame I ever seen. It was crazy, and he was really talented, man. Like, it was such a sad situation because it was so unexpected.
That shit was fucking me up, seeing the blood come out his mouth. Like, I like kind of like turned and closed my eyes. That shit was down there almost finna make me cry in a way. And I don't know, I don't really cry for real. Like, I don't know, so I like just turn away and just seeing them. I don't know, imagine seeing somebody you feel like your son on the floor and blood, I'm down finna cry almost.
Honestly, I think the situation sucks, and what really, really sucks about it is that, yes, he died from a seizure, but I'm pretty sure it has a lot to do with, you know, all the drugs that he was taking and consuming and things like that. And no, I'm not trying to, you know, be like, you know, have a Russ situation where I'm saying, see guys, you see what happened? This is why drugs, you don't do drugs are for losers, da da da. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just simply trying to say that it sucks because this is something that could have possibly been prevented. If you look through any one of my Juice WRLD videos, any one of my Juice WRLD reactions, especially, I believe it was his first album, I can't remember exactly. I'm not trying to look for it because I'm not trying to do no editing. I'm just trying to just post this for y'all raw. But in a lot of the videos that I did on him, drugs were brought up a lot. It was pills, perks, it was Molly, everything. It was a lot of drugs that were brought up a lot, and I would address it each and every time. I was like, yo, is anybody hearing this? Like, I hope he does, you know, I hope this is just for the song. I hope he cuts this out. Like, stop, he needs to stop this, that. I say it in every single video because a lot of artists, you know, they come across my video, whether it's their fans sending it to them or y'all sending it to them, they come across it, and I was hoping that he would eventually come across one of them, see it, and then I could get to message him and, you know, honestly get him, you know, man, sell them drugs, bro. You want to cut that out?
Losing him wasn't like losing somebody that like, I was like losing my little brother. Like,
Right.
that was like losing that was my everyday nigga. Like, you got to think about it. He's much bigger than me. And this nigga will call me every day to check up on me, see what I'm doing. He want me to send him some unreleased music. He want me to pull up. He want to come ride dirt bikes and shoot guns in the mountains all night. Like, that's what we doing type shit. Like, so for me to have that relationship, it's like, bro, I don't take nothing for granted. And I let him know that.
Right.
I got 1,000,001 videos of me telling him I love him. I appreciate everything. And I'm glad I did shit like that. Like,
Right.
so losing him, that took a chunk out my heart.
Right.
Yes.
How did you find out?
Shout out Donovan. I was in LA and I felt like shit because I was supposed to go
On
with
that plane with him?
Right.
Damn. That's wild.
Because I was with him on his actual birthday.
Right.
He was in Los Angeles for his actual birthday. We went to go shoot guns. And he was telling me that he got to go back to Chicago for his family to celebrate his birthday. And I'm like, that's fire. And he was like, come. And I'm like, okay. But his birthday is in December, which is right around the corner from Christmas. And like I said, now, including the Juice WRLD shit, I've probably been to Chicago twice.
Wow.
So at that time, I've only been there once. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't know anybody out there. I don't want to be that nigga that's just around for no reason. He's going to be around his family. I'm not finna, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
not
not
doing that. Like,
right.
but I should have went, and I found out by Don calling me as I'm in Los Angeles. I'm sitting in my driveway. They call me like, yeah, he's done. Basically, like, and at first I'm like, wait, what? Like, he in jail?
Right.
Type shit. Like,
Right.
they found the shit. And, you know, I can say this now because he passed. But on his birthday, when we went to go shoot guns, he bought all those guns. It was just so weird because I felt like I should have been there.
Right.
But at the same time, shout out Chris Long, he did exactly what I would have did, which was, nigga, put this shit in my bag, let's go. Right. You know how we getting down, period. Even though there was other niggas on that plane that could have did that, should have did that, but didn't. And they own hometown, but it is what it is. It's cool. Chris Long got the fuck up and did what was supposed to be done. And so at the same time of me feeling like I wish I'd been there, I know Chris Long got the job done anyways. What needed to be done had to be done. But I just wish maybe I could have been there for Juice. Right. I could have just let him know, like, nigga, don't even worry, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're fine. You feel me? Just something. Like, I just wish I could have let him know. Like, you're really finna be fine. I'll probably have to go to jail. Chris finna go to jail, but we be right back. You're fine, though. I wish he probably would have knew that.
Right.
Because all of that in one, nobody knows the amount of stress he was under.
Right, exactly.
And he was already having a hard day.
Right.
Like, dapped up G Money, which was sitting behind him back to back in the same chair. Sorry, I have to close my eyes for this. And I heard I swear it was his demons leaving him. And he screamed Allie and put his hands up to grab me, to reach for me, like, for help. And he seized up.
Were you close with Juice WRLD? Do you have any thoughts on Juice WRLD?
It's an interesting topic, and it's a fucking tragedy. I wasn't necessarily close with him, but I got to speak to him, you know, a couple times, and just the sweetest guy. And he worked a lot with my friend Lou, and it's really sad shit. So.